Good morning. It is Saturday, the 5th of October. I'm a few days late, but that's per usual for me. I'm going to do a general reading for the month of October with the transparent medicine cards. They're a little difficult to work with, so we'll see how it goes in a recording. They don't always translate, so I'm going to hopefully be able to use a white cloth so that you can see them clearer. This reading, I'm going to, because it's October, the thinning of the veil, all the magic and, mysticism. Gosh, they are so slippery. Mysticism of the month. I thought I would do my version of an Axis Mundi card reading, and I say my version because I do a little bit different layout for it, but this reading has three realms that it deals with. The first realm is the underworld or the below. The second realm is the mundane or earthly realm, and then the third is the above or the higher, the heavens, the higher consciousness realm. So let's see how this all goes. As per usual, my readings, I always make the statement, I'm a hot mess, so bear with me on this. Let's see how it goes. Okay. So for the month of October, the first card I'm pulling, like I said, is for the below or underworld. Oh, wow. And it is the gateway card to below or the underworld. No kidding. No joke. So this card, I'm just going to lay it down. You can see there's a as above, so below theme with this card. And it's the often referred to as the world tree. It indicates that because it's taking you from either the mundane and or the higher realms into the below realm to do some, the below realm is where we do some deep work, shadow work and exploration. It's where, ancient root wisdoms reside. There's a lot of guides within the realm. It's really, honestly, not as scary as a lot of people like to depict it. That's just my experience with it. It is a realm of initiation. There is a renewal and an awakening to the root wisdoms that maybe have not been active or activated in your consciousness up to this point. So lucky us, we get for the month of October, we actually get the gateway in the position for the underworld or below. Second card, this is the mundane card. Oh, and let me just point out, the card number is 51. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 indicates, for me, it is the journey to within. Kind of makes sense. Because typically people aren't, experiencing or exploring the below or underworld unless they're doing some shadow work or, some intense healing and initiation work. Okay. So the mundane or the earthly realm is number 37. It's Raven. It happens to be in what I call neutral or springboard position. And this indicates that it can be the beginning of movement, or it can be the completion of the medicine that's being offered, or, as I like to put it, it's a springboard of both potentials. So it's the balance of beginnings and endings, quote unquote. All right, so Raven medicine. So Raven is a card that is from the North. Nice, the North. And it is the messenger. It holds a lot of magic and transformational, actually, medicines. It is a guide. It is a no-nonsense medicine in that, you know, crows can be very chatty and just a little bit annoying at times with their messaging, where ravens are very to the point, and like I said, no nonsense. So expect your earthly plane experience within the, you know, the everyday life, everyday experience. The messages and the guidance that you're going to receive is going to be no nonsense. There's not going to be a lot of fluff happening, okay? Which is fine. You know, I mean, we're stepping into the portal, or the gateway, I should say, of the underworld and the below. How appropriate for October. The number is 37. 3 plus 7 is 10. Take it down to number 1. So this is about the individual, but also, you know, the collective of one. This is a general reading, so this might apply. We might feel it applies to us personally, or we might see it as a collective experience. Okay, so for the so for the upper realm, wow, October's going to be intense. This is number 69, the second to last card in the deck. It is from the within. This is from within. This is, I'm just going to turn around so you can see it. Isn't that cool? The card for DNA activation and coding. Kind of makes sense, because if we're going to go and do any kind of shadow or, you know, attain wisdoms from the below or underworld, Raven is our guide. Like, I get this visual of the Raven sitting at the gateway of the underworld waiting for us, holy cow, to then, you know, and like, don't get all scary and freaky, because, you know, the true balance is that you're never not connected to the above, to the higher consciousness. You don't go into the underworld without attaining or being in or experiencing the frequencies and energies of the above realm, or the cosmic realm, the heavens. So let me tell you a little bit about this DNA labyrinth card. It's a journey, right? It is a journey. And we had talked about 6. Ooh. 6 plus 9 is 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6, 6, 6. That's a little creepy. But let's not. It just means that this whole month is about the journey to within, okay? The heavens, or the cosmic, the upper realm, the higher realm, the above realm, call it what you may. This card is all about your true DNA coding and identity. This card encourages like self-exploration and potentials and mystery. There's a theme here. There is a real theme here. There's a nice balance. I love that this gateway card is here because it makes everything come into a polarity, a balance in the experience. So you're going to experience the below realm, the shadow work, so forth. Raven, thank you, Raven, for showing up. That's just an awesome, what better guide, right? What better guide for this than the Raven, honestly. To experience the activation of our DNA coding along the journey. Okay, I said number 6 is the journey to within. This is a within card, and it comes down to the number 6. That's pretty cool. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer some cards onto these 3 aspects or these 3 realms. And the first card that comes up is number 51. It's the desert card. Oh, 51. Oh my gosh. It was 6-6, and now here's the third 6. Wow. Wow. So it came up this way. The desert card. I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of a mind-blowing experience at the moment with the synchronicities of this. Desert card, it's a landscape card. It's from the south. South is associated with fire. So this kind of makes me giggle because a lot of people are going to be like, oh my gosh, she's got 666. Now she's got like fire in the below realm. You know, what is she conjuring up? Not a darn thing except a really intense journey reading for October. I just gotta giggle. Desert, the landscape. So this encourages us and offers us the reminder to stay hydrated, to allow for things to fall away as they need to allow for the expansion and the growth, the rising up, the rebirth. Oh, the rising up, right? The rising up. Nice. Okay. The second card is number 34. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 is a number of higher consciousness and understanding. It is a time of day card. It is the midnight card. So here we have, I'll show it to you in a minute, but it seems like the journey is a complete journey. So we're going to travel below, release, gain, rise up. The supports in the mundane or the messengers in the mundane are going to come to us at a specific time, midnight. I want to say, even though there's on this card, there are more stars than what is actually shown in the mandala. There's 3 ravens, and what shows up is 3 stars. So, anyone that works with spirit, receiving messages, so forth, mediumship, psychic, all that good stuff, understands that the timeline between midnight and 3 a.m. is has been known to be pretty significant. That's the suggestion. I feel like this, even though there's no dream card here, I feel like this is when we're going to be guided and shown, probably because a vast majority of people will not consciously step into or through the gateway to the below. So this is going to have to happen in our dream time, in the void time, the darkest point of the night, and when the veil is the thinnest. Wow. Talk about being in alignment with the whole theme of what we know to be for October. No kidding. This is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah. All right. So the second card, it is 24, which is a 6. Wow. We got 6s everywhere. This is a time of day card also. It is from the South, and it is, no, from the West. Sorry, mistake. From the West. It is putting to rest. It is the end of, because of the DNA coding, it's the end of old programming, releasing and letting go of old programs that no longer serve us, and activating new potentials. This is an amazing journey potential for us in October. It truly, truly is. I want to show you the mandalas for each of the positions. How gorgeous is that? I mean, truly, truly, truly. Nothing scary about that. It's all very balanced. This is the below. And you can see the numbers, the placement of the numbers, which I didn't change for this mandala. Sometimes I manipulate to make it more visually appealing, just for that purpose. But you can see the placement, like where the portal, the gateway for the below is about halfway. And the landscape and the endurance that is going to be needed and necessary is following behind in its activation. So it's all very succinct, right? The mundane. So the mundane, I haven't changed this positioning either. It's interesting. I usually have to do some kind of manipulating, but I did not. It's quite clear that there is going to be a lot of activity for us, a lot of guidance during dream time or during the darkest time of the night. I'm going to say it's going to be between midnight because of the card and maybe 3:30 a.m. I'm going to also suggest that you do some quick journaling. If you don't do it, do some quick journaling, because what happens is when we receive during our dream time, we wake up thinking that we're going to be able to retain it. We try like the Dickens and fight with, our mundane consciousness to hold on to it, but excuse me, inevitably it fades and we lose detail. So it might be of, importance to just jot down what you wake up with. Like what thoughts, what experiences are you waking up with and from? Doesn't have to make sense. It's only for your benefit so that you can later reflect on it and gain the value of the experience. Okay, I am going to manipulate this somewhat. Mostly because, here's the thing too. Mostly because I like the last position in all of these transparent readings to be in a neutral springboard position. This is quite beautiful, and it's very, very obvious what the message is. There is a need to release, let go, let it put things, certain programming and so forth that has been limiting and restrictive for our self-development over the lifetimes. And there is a need to release in order for the activation of the DNA coding and the experience, the journey experience of what that is. to happen. That's pretty awesome. So the conclusion is that everything is actually very cohesive. It flows beautifully. All three realms are in the energetic flow of each other. There's no like hiccups or question. It flows very beautifully for the month of October. So, you know, the opening of this gateway and then, you know, doing what we have to do, I feel like there's going to be a lot of kind of initiation into receiving what we need in order to release, let go what no longer serves us. And that's, you know, that's a real common general theme. But this specifically is to release, you know, that old paradigm kind of programming that just keeps us stuck in the enslavement of the experience, the mundane experience, which limits our other higher potentials. So this is really encouraging us to trust, believe, and have faith. I have always the faith card up here. To take and step onto the journey of awakening and reactivating the DNA coding that we all hold as an individual and as a collective, by the way, as a collective also. I just want to revisit this for a moment. So this is 6. So this is, you know, there's some inner journeying that is needed and necessary in order to release. It's, you know, releasing is not always comfortable, but that's because it's stepping onto the path of growth and expansion. This is number 69, which is 15, which is, wow, 1 plus 5 is 6. So this is all about, there's going to be a whole lot of, I feel like after October, there's going to be a whole lot of really consciously activated, higher consciously activated people around. In order to do that, you definitely have to dive deep. You have to remain open to the messaging and support that is being offered to you. It's a very, it usually, you know, in my readings, I don't usually give, you know, timelines or anything like that, but this is very specific, between 12 midnight and 3 a.m. And that is going to give you the messages and the guidance that is going to be needed and necessary as you, on a higher level, begin to be guided on the path to higher activation. That's pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited now about October, more than usual. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Wish you a well weekend and be the medicine that you seek.